Hey everybody, welcome to our Wednesday night Epic Empire team call. Man, that hemp oil is getting me strong. I'm just kidding. If anybody saw my live, I tried hemp oil. It was very interesting. So welcome. I'm so excited about tonight's call because I absolutely adore this woman. We became quick friends in London, and all the Beachbody events, we kind of like gravitate towards each other. I don't know if it's our love for lashes and like beauty products, but she's just an incredible woman. But I will dote on her in just a minute. I want to go over a few announcements and make sure everybody's on the same page for the team. Congratulations to those of you who earned the Diamond Retreat. We are in the works of really spoiling the mess out of you. So you still have until August 9th to earn your spot on this retreat. But for those of you who are on the call, let's see. Holly's got her spot. She snagged it. Anybody else? I think that's all. Everybody else probably run. I don't know if they're off run their team call, but congratulations, Holly. And all the other amazing ladies who earned it. And for those of you who are the Emeralds who like helped rock this so that your coach is at this Diamond Retreat, it's the beginning of them becoming this incredible leader so they can go back and pour into you. And so hopefully they walk away from that event feeling like they're empowered and they're ready to lead the team. So that is going down in September. But remember, August 9th. If you wake up August 9th, Diamond, you still get a spot at the Diamond Retreat. You don't want to miss out. We have got limo rides. We have got a photo shoot. We've got team bonding, matching tank tops. Tana's going to stick eyelashes on everybody. Like, it's an amazing, amazing, probably my favorite event of the year because it's so intimate and it's a smaller environment to be able to really connect with one another and to get to know each other a little better. So Diamond Retreat is definitely something that you can still attain because that's like, what? Is that tomorrow? No. Today's August 1st. That's next Thursday. Also, don't forget that we have a new August calendar out, so check out the Epic Empire calendar. All of the details of team calls and new coach calls and all that is listed out in that calendar. So make sure you take a chance to look at it. If your upline has a different team calendar, it's okay. It's just one that's out there for your use if you want to follow along with how I'm running my month. I think that's it. We do have, Nicola is working on getting units in our team page so that we can have stuff for you guys to, I don't really understand that. Something about units and assignments or something. I don't know.
You want me to tell you?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Cooper, stop. Okay, so a lot of you guys always have questions, and you guys always ask me, and I am more than happy to answer questions. But I'm actually creating a sequence for you guys of when you have a new coach, you can say, okay, go to the unit section, and it'll all be like that person can go straight down. And we'll know exactly like how to board them, like where all our resources are and everything. So I'm trying to explain that without Cooper. But anyway, you'll literally be able to take your brand new coach and say, go to the unit section and do all the units and then set the call with either me or Tana.
Love it.
So
and on top of that, we are we're getting closer to launching our team course page. My website is being finished and we will have an Epic Empire coach login section and you'll be able to log in and there's a whole course section. Yes, I am way behind the times on that. Sorry, Kim. Kim's like, really? You're just now doing I'm off like teaching them how to have amazing IGs before I do that. But that is in the works. So it's really something we've been wanting to do for a long time and just have not, I do a lot of in Facebook groups and a lot of one-on-one sessions with you guys. And so this will be a way as the downline gets bigger to make my heart feel comfortable that the resources you need are out there to help best train your coaches. All right, so people are asking how to jump on. Love it. All right, tonight's guest speaker, Tim and I, like I told you earlier at the beginning of this call, we just really naturally gravitated towards each other. She is so flippin' beautiful. It's ridiculous. We shared a makeup artist at Leadership and just got to spend a lot of fun times together, washing her face in the bathroom and getting her makeup done together. We actually were in London and we worked out together. And just seeing her hustle, her and her husband and her family, they just hustled so hard to really pour into their team. I got to go to Toronto and speak at the Super Saturday in Toronto and see kind of their vibe and their people, and just she blows me away, and what they do blew me away, and how dedicated even her husband is to this business. The two of them, they do this together. They're both substantial coaches within the network, and to see that happen, so I know it's not flawless, but it seems flawlessly. It's encouraging and inspiring. So Kim is going to be speaking on how to build your business based on authenticity, transparency, and excellence in customer service, which I absolutely love this topic. I think I've spoke on it once, kind of relating. Y'all are like, just kind of stop talking. We want to hear her talk. But I don't know if you've ever heard the analogy of like when you're in Walmart and you're like, where's the bathroom? And then hopefully I'm not stealing any of your content. And they're like, it's over down aisle 3 in the back of the produce section. You're like, okay, thank you, right? That's the Walmart customer service. You go to the Ritz-Carlton, you walk up to the front counter, you're like, where's the bathroom? Where's the restroom? Whatever you're going to say. Where's the loo? And they will walk around the counter and they will walk you to the bathroom. And so that's the kind of, for me, the customer service that I want to give. And I don't know necessarily what Kim's going to be covering tonight, but that's always my analogy. So Kim is a mommy to Tessa and Colby. She's married to Jamie Fitzpatrick. He's the hottie batati that you saw in the top 10. There's like literally Barbie and Ken. It's pretty cute. It's sickening. She is a Success Club 10 legend, which means she's hit SC10 for 24 consecutive months. She's Elite 2017, qualified for Elite 2019. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, girl. She is Crush It Fitness, which is, I guess, their team name. Is that your team name? Awesome. They were number 6 in the company and a top 10 team in 2017. Only elite couple team 2 times, which is really means her husband was elite and she's elite. That's really, really cool. 6-figure earner and 4th in Canada and 30th in the company. So I'm guessing based on her credentials, you guys are ready to put away all distractions, mute your lines, turn off your social media unless you're taking a picture of the team call and posting how awesome you're a part of this really cool tribe. That's a must, okay? On your stories and on your Facebook page, you got to talk about this because this is content for you, right? Look, she's like, Jamie, she's... So I'm going to unmute. I'm going to unmute Kim, and we will get this show on the road. And then save your questions or post them in the chat and we'll go over them later. Oops. Can you unmute her, Nicola? Or you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, Epic Empire. Can I just first say that epic is one of my most favorite words first. So I really secretly love your team name so much. And I do not secretly love Jitana. I loudly love Jitana. And I love everything about you. And it was such an honor when I got her message to speak on your team call. So I'm super excited to chat with you ladies tonight. I love that you guys are leaning in and you're here and you're watching and you're ready to learn. And, you know, this is one of my most favorite topics to talk about, you know, authenticity, transparency, and building excellence in customer service, because that's what we do, right? We build relationships. We build relationships based on authentic communication and authentic connections. We build customer service based on transparency in our conversations, both on social media and behind the scenes, and the magic behind the messages. You know, this isn't about the highlight reel. It's about the magic that happens in the conversations. And that's where we can really step up our game as leaders with our customer service. And I'm so excited to dive into this with you guys tonight. And, you know, it's funny, I don't have slides and I have these notes because I kind of wrote some talking points, and I'm going to just riff if you're cool with that, Jatiana, because I feel like that's where I roll and I go from. And I kind of prayed on this today of like, what am I going to bring to level up this team and help you guys step into your power. So are you ready for that? Is everyone like ready to like, yeah, okay, we're ready. Okay, so, because I'm very passionate, and I like do this sometimes where it's like I'm pointing at you, but I'm not. I'm like channeling my love in through my fingers, like into the screen. So just, I'm never yelling at you. It's more just like, let's just do this. Okay, so couple things. So I want to tell you a little bit about how Jamie and I fell into coaching. You know, we were customers of Beachbody for 9 years before we decided to become a coach. And that there's an important caveat as to why I'm saying that. Jamie and I were customers for 9 years. We bought every single program. We then bought every single deluxe program. We then bought every single piece of equipment. And we were Shakeology users for over 3 years before we even became coaches. And not once, actually once, we were written a card by a coach that said, I'm your coach, signed her name, and I threw it out. Because I would probably look pretty good in your downline right now, wouldn't I? Wouldn't we? And what happened with that is that there was no follow-up. There was no customer service. If you were to look up Kim Fitzpatrick, you probably would have found me online. And there wasn't any of that. There was no connection or follow-up, no email, nothing. So Jamie and I started this business by becoming customers, and we loved the programs, we loved the products. But if I'm honest, I actually never followed through on a program because Jamie and I love to eat out. And when we were in our seasons of our life, it was really, really hard to just stay focused on a nutrition program. And I never read the nutrition program. I never read a nutrition. I was like probably one of the worst clients, but I was an avid advocate of Beachbody because I would do the workout, but I would never do anything else. I didn't know what a tribe or community was. I would watch the summit videos at the end and think everyone was crazy and that they were all fake. And now I'm in some of those, and now I really love summit. But here's the thing. I was one of those people that we are so afraid to message that wants to work out from home because I worked 15 hours a day. I couldn't get to the gym, but I still paid my gym membership and I still paid my Beachbody, but I never ever put the two together. I never even understood how I was supposed to, get my workouts done, try to eat healthy, not succumb to all of the temptations and all of the stress and all of the stuff that's going down. And I just didn't know how to do it. And one of the things I found when Jamie and I we were first starting in our business, Jamie researched about this business for almost 10 months. And he kept kind of saying, Kim, there's this business opportunity. And I just kind of looked at him and I'm like, listen, I am too busy. I want to watch Grey's Anatomy and I need to watch Nashville and I need to watch The Bachelor. And don't you know, I am climbing the corporate ladder. And don't you know that this title means a lot to me? Because this title that I'm wearing helped me with my self-worth. And this title that I'm wearing gave me self-belief. And this title that I'm wearing actually made me feel a little bit more loved because I was important enough, because I was an expert in my field, in my craft. And I didn't want to move away from that, guys, because I had climbed my entire life out of this sad, lonely victim spot. And I found what I thought was my bliss. I found the field of senior living. I found, sunrise. And I always talk about this fact. When Jamie and I first started, I met Jamie and I was a college student and I had just graduated. And I walked into that co-op placement at Sunrise Senior Living and I said, I am never going to let them let me go. I am going to be the best student they've ever had, that I am going to become irreplaceable. And when I walked into this retirement home and I walked into it, I looked right above the concierge desk. So Jutana talked about when you walk into the Ritz. So I opened up these beautiful, beautiful doors and I was coming up the path. There was waterfalls. There were residents laughing. They were playing cards with the staff. When I opened the doors, I got a waft of warm bread and there was laughter and there was music and there was warm bread and fresh popcorn like smushed into one. I was like, I need to be here. I need to move in. It was heaven. If you could paint the experience of what it would be like to come home that is what happened. It felt like I came home. And as I looked above the right above the concierge desk, it was this vision statement, this mission statement to champion the quality of lives for all seniors. And I imprinted that in my head. I wanted, at 22 years of age, to champion the quality of life for all humans. I didn't want to do this for residents or for senior citizens. I wanted to help everybody champion their quality of life because I believe that we can all live a better life. But I was 22, and that was a big, big thing that I was feeling because I came from that beautiful experience. And before that, I was working in a long-term care home where I opened those doors and they were actually locked. And I needed to be unlocked by the code by the nurse. And I walked into a plunge of urine because there were residents sitting in a circle that hadn't been toileted and taken care of. And when I went into that home and I did my co-op there, I was actually put on a floor with all residents that only spoke Italian. And I didn't fit in. And I didn't know how to interact with them. And I didn't know how to make their day better. And it made me feel like I was failing. So when I walked into this beautiful home, Sunrise, I felt like I was set up for success. There were things that I was going to be able to do to make people's lives better. And of course, I was so blessed. I got a job as you will laugh at this, Chitana, but I was the activity and volunteer coordinator. I was like a cruise ship director for seniors. And I was like, I have made it. I get to drive a bus for them. I get to make their life amazing. Where's my point going? Here's my point. Are you a long-term care home with locked doors and an ungodly smell? And I don't mean that disrespectfully. Or are you Sunrise, where you create an experience where people feel like they're coming home? And I decided with this business, because I grew up in community and I needed community, that I wanted to create exactly what I experienced at Sunrise. I wanted to champion the quality of life for every single client that came into my fold. And we got to remember, don't we know, guys, how many of you have had a conversation with someone that said, no, I'm not ready yet. And a year later, they're ready. Or 2 years later, they're ready. And the follow-up the fortune is in the follow-up. And the fortune is in the story you tell on social media. And it's in the brand you choose to represent. And it's in the authenticity you choose to show up every day. And for me, what I learned about working in the world of senior living is that I've got a big, big heart. And that I'm going to lead this business transparently, but also through my heart, which is a servant leader. And what my goal is each day, guys, when I wake up or I plug into my clients or I think about posting on social media, the first thing I say when I wake up is, who can I serve today? Because our goal as coaches is to serve people. And our goal as coaches is to help give people the tools to be leaders in their own life. Because guys, when you can give people the tools to be leaders in their own life, guess what happens? You start to build your coaching team. Because not only are you helping people change their life, but you're helping people financially, eventually. You're helping people physically. You're helping people mentally. You're helping people emotionally. And that is the magic of this business. And so often we actually discount the client experience. So often we discount our challenge groups. We say, oh, I've posted, I'm good. No. The magic happens in your challenge groups, my friends. And that is where we've built our business. I want to share with you that we had 33 diamonds come out of our challenge groups. 33. 33 diamonds have been built from clients that had zero to little interest in becoming coaches. And what happens when you bring a level of customer service and they feel that they are just as much a part of this tribe, and it's a we thing, not an I thing, the magic happens. How do I do that? So a few things. The way in which I start a conversation with someone starts from the minute that they comment or engage on a post. And I try to make sure that I am the last person that comments below them if I can, and I will never let them get the last word in. So first tip on customer service is engage with the people that are engaging with you. And you need to know who those people are that are engaging with you. So don't just say thank you for that love. But what I would recommend, especially if you're just starting or you're trying to really find your niche or you're really trying to drill down on who your tribe and community really are, I would go look at their page first. Go see something about them. And when you comment back on the love they gave you on Instagram or on Facebook, you're able to correlate that personal message right to them in public. And A, they're going to feel really important. And B, they're going to know that you took the time to actually see where they're at. And C, so is everybody else. And they're going to see that you're a person that's built on transparency and trust because you actually took the time to do your due diligence instead of saying, "Aw, thanks, girl." Because those are important too, but not when you are really trying to build your business. So that is one of the things that I find is really, really important. When you post on social media, you need to make sure that you are engaging in with the people that are engaging back with you. And I still do that to this day. And I've got one video I just did of my new tattoo, and I have about 200 comments I need to go talk to, but gosh darn it, I'm going to get through that because they're important to me. And if you make a decision that in your life that your clients and your potential clients are important to you, you will become important to them. One of the big things I learned really early on is that if you are valuable, you will be valued. And if you are putting out on social media just, hey, look at me, I find that what really helped me was when I said, hey, come with me. Let's do this together. It isn't a, hey, look at me. It's a come with me. And here's how I'm going to show you how we can do that. Become a resource in customer service, guys. What does that mean? You're in the field of health and wellness. So it depends what your brand is. But for me, I want to make sure I diversify content on my Instagram page. Does that mean that some of those posts aren't going to get hundreds of likes? 100%. But do you know how many inside conversations I get because I post my meals or I post recipe ideas or I post quotes that really speak to my heart? Because what happens when you do things like that, guys, is people start to see a pattern of who you are. And they start to see the pattern of the authenticity and the transparency, and they actually know who they're going to get when you put your call to action out. And that's really, really important. So don't ever discount finding out who you are. And I know Jitana's done stuff on this where you're talking about what represents who you are. For me, I love my faith. I love my family. I love fashion. I've changed 3 times today. And I love food. I'm a massive foodie. And I also love wellness because we're in the business of wellness. But I want to share a really important thing. When Jamie and I first started, we thought we had to be fitness professionals. We thought we had to do fitness videos. That isn't my jam. I cannot move like Jitana can move. I try, but it's not me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find what works for me, and I'm going to incorporate that. And when I started to find what worked for me, then I started to realize that I was attracting my people, and I was starting to attract my tribe. And what do I mean by that? I attract business women. I niched down and I said, who am I looking for? I'm looking for women that are a lot like me. I was a 605 parent, guys. I was a 605 parent for 4.5 years of my children's life. And a 605 parent means that I was 5 minutes late to pick my children up Monday to Friday. And I was having anxiety attacks on the 407, which is a big highway in Canada that you pay for so you can get places faster, but it takes you out a little longer. And I was sweating with anxiety at 5:52 every single day because I knew I wasn't going to be there to get my kids on time. And I decided that there are a lot of other people, or I realized that there are a lot of other people that were in my reality. You need to figure out what your story is, guys, and what are your pain points, because people thrive on your pain points. They don't really give they don't really give a crap about what you do. They care why you do it. Nobody cares that you work out. I'm going to tell you that right now. but they care why you do. They care how you feel. They care that that gave you more patience with your children. They care that that made you feel better. They care that that made you a better person that's working full time while you're doing this side hustle. They care about that because they want to know that they can do that too. So sometimes, guys, we try to make things look so glamorous where really it's actually our mess that is our message because it's so relatable. And if you can learn to lead with vulnerability, guys, and you can learn that it is okay to show up in naive and awake vulnerability, and I'm going to dissect that for you, your world will change. My posting and my engagement changed the day that I realized that I was no longer going to post in naive vulnerability. Danielle Laporte is one of my favorite thought leaders. She's an incredible author, and she's got these theories about vulnerability. And so often, guys, as coaches, we show up and we're like, we're Beachbody coaches. I'm going to show up. Everyone's going to love what I have to say. This is going to be amazing. And we show up in naive vulnerability, and we probably don't get as much traction as we maybe could, or as much engagement as we maybe could. But then she says, naive vulnerability is, everyone's going to love this. This is such a great idea. This is so amazing. I'm so amazing. Awake vulnerability is when you actually show up and say, not everybody's going to love this. Not everybody's going to like this. I'm probably going to piss a few people off, but I'm speaking my truth, and I feel really, really good about that. And I'm going to show up anyway. So when you post and when you show up in awake vulnerability, guys, you actually are opening up the conduit to connection. And this business is a heart business. This business is about caring. This business is about connection. And this business is about being heart strong. And when you can start to relate on a heart and soul level, you start to become just like everyone else. And when I write my posts, guys, I write for the 605 mom. And I write for my hero. That's 8 years away. It's 10 years away. I write for the girl I'm chasing. Because do you know how many other women are chasing that girl too? Everybody wants to feel important. Everybody wants to feel worthy. Everybody wants to feel good enough. Everybody wants to feel like they're enough. Everyone wants to feel comfortable in their own skin. Everybody wants to feel like they have not failed if they ate a donut. Everyone wants to know that they have not failed if they're going to start again Monday. We're just going to keep on going. Everyone wants to know that. You have to share your truth. And when you start to share your truth, then people start to really see who you are. And guys, Beachbody coaching is a gift. It's a responsibility to share what you're learning. And when you come from a place of learning and growth and humility versus look what I know, you should do this, you're going to have a lot more people that want to partner with you. And that is all based on authenticity, transparency, and excellence in customer service, because you're putting the person first. And in all of that, you're also putting you first. You need to make sure, guys, that you're leading first. And you need to be able, in order to rock this business, you have to do the work too. So if you feel like your 2B mindset group is probably not, is lacking, have you watched the videos? Are you tracking? Are you drinking all your water? Again, your clients tend to mimic what you do. So be reflective and resourceful in your own learning, because we are students in this business. They say that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in your craft. 10,000 hours. It took me 8 years to become a gerontologist. And I abruptly left the sector a year and a half later, because that wasn't my calling. That wasn't my passion. My passion was this. My passion was being able to share my message, was being able to create a community where people could be themselves, where people could contribute together and we could rise together. This business ultimately saved my life. I am meant to lead. I am meant to lead a team of women. And I had to get really clear on that. And I got to get unapologetic about that. For the first year, guys, 2 years of my business, I did not attract the women I wanted to attract. because I didn't know the woman I wanted to be. So you need to really get clear on who you are, and you need to get really clear on chatting with Jitana and chatting with your team and really unpacking what's blocking you, because what's usually blocking you is standing right in front of you, and it's you. So if you're really wanting to hit that goal or achieve or accomplish whatever that is you want to accomplish, I want to invite you to, for me, I bought the 5-minute journal, and I don't know whether you guys have that resource, but that was something that actually really radically changed my business. And every morning I do a series of things, and I do the 5-minute journal, I pray, I do my meditation, and prayer is actually just something that's come right back into my life, which I feel really blessed about too with this business, because it got lost for a little bit, and I got lost for a little bit. And I think you need to maintain what makes you feel good, not based on anybody else's opinion. So for me, the 5-minute journal is something where I practice my gratitude every day. But not only do I practice my gratitude and what's going to make today great and my daily I am affirmation statements, but I write my big, big goals right down in front of me every single day. And my team does too. And we've got some pretty big, powerful goals. And I'm going to tell you something right now, guys. I last year had to let Arnaud know, he's my corporate guy, amazing man. And I had to let him know that I was going to let Elite go, because I didn't have the team with me that wanted it as bad as I did. And I'm not an elite coach this year, or last year. Yeah, this year. It wasn't last year, this year. So confusing, all these numbers. But I want to tell you a story and what I mean by this. When I was elite the first time, it was fun and it was a rush and it was awesome. But I think I did it without enough information. And I want to encourage you, when you're going for Diamond and Star Diamond and Elite, I want you to write out not what that rank means for you, but what that team goal means for you. And I want you to think about your heart connection you have with each of the leaders that are going to help you get there. And I want you to think about, when you ask your team for those big goals, I want you to remember that it is not selfish. Because guess what's going to happen when you talk about the team goals you have? They're going to set their own team goals. And when, for example, guys, like all the things you do in your business right now, that absolutely helps Jitana or your upline or your greater team. But guess what? It helps you. It helps your business. And when you're going to go for Elite, they're going to do exactly, or Diamond or Star Diamond, they're going to do exactly what you just did too. Because this is how this business works. This business is a team thing. This business is a we thing. It's not an I thing. And I tell you this story because I was not clear on my mission. I was not open enough to ask my team if they wanted to rise with me. I just kind of got scared. And I kind of thought, who am I to want that? Who am I to ask them to hold Diamond for me? And guess where I was coming from? I was sitting in victim. I was sitting in unworthiness. I was sitting in lack of leadership that I had a ton of because I wasn't with my right people, right? And I have 3 of those incredible, incredible women that are still with me and 2 are not. And we have risen. But I want to tell you something right now. You need to be the one to make the decision as to what your goals are going to be. And you need to do that through real soul thinking. And you need to make those goals so that you can taste them, you can feel them, and you write those goals down. Because if you do not feel your goals, you will not move mountains to accomplish them. And your team won't move mountains to accomplish them. And your clients won't move mountains to accomplish their physical goals. Guys, this business is a results business. You get clients based on the results, based on your leadership, based on you modeling what you do. So I want to ask you, would you sign up with you as a leader? I want to ask you, would you join your team? I want to ask you, would you join your challenge group? I want to ask you, would you be excited as a client in your challenge group? Would you lean in? Because that's my mission. I wanted to rally with the women that knew I was linking arms with them and that we were in this together, and that is customer service. That is a team thing. It's a tribe thing. And it was really important to me to drill down on that. So January 1st, after I had told Arnaud that I was not going to go for elite, in November, I got a call from Jeff Hill. And Jamie actually got the call from Jeff Hill. Jatana, you caught me on that call and you asked me what I was doing. And I was really coming undone that day. I didn't know what I was going to do back then in November. It was 2017, November 2017. Yes. Sorry. November 2017. Cause I had to tell her, no, I was like, I'm not going for elite. I can't do it. And it felt good, to say that, because it was like, it was the start of a new leaf for me. And, Jeff Hill called me and called Jamie actually, cause he didn't have my number. And he was like, Kim, I'd like to ask you a question. And I was like, oh, Jeff, I interrupted him. I was like, Jeff, I can't go for elite. I can't do it. I thought he was calling me to say you need to hit elite, but he wasn't. Jeff Hill actually called me to ask if I would be a guest at the NLC, the New Leaders Conference. And I almost fell to my knees because I'm fairly sure that it was divine intervention to say, don't you stop. Don't you stop, girl. Don't you stop what you've started. Because it's often the start that makes us stop in our tracks when we lose that diamond, or we lose that coach, or we get disappointed, or we get a no and we stop, or we doubt ourselves, or we just start walking back down that escalator and we pause our business. Well, that day I decided I'm not going to pause my business. And I decided that as of July 31st, 2018, I was going to be an elite coach. And January 1st of 2018, I got to work, and I haven't stopped. And our team, we set big, big goals, and we accomplished that together as a team, but I did it the right way this time because I was really clear on my purpose. I was not a cloudy leader. I was very open and honest with where my goals were, and I really cared about theirs. And if you can start to share with your team your goals, if you can start to understand what it's going to take in order to get to whatever that may be, financial, physical, rank, whatever that is, you need to make sure that you are applying a 5-star customer service to your own business. And if you are not putting in and you are not at the Ritz ushering yourself to the bathroom or getting someone to usher you to the bathroom, I encourage you to unpack your business because you're probably missing a lot of things. How are you showing up in your workouts? How are you showing up in your personal development? How are you showing up with your mindset? How are you showing up on your team calls? How are you showing up with your one-on-ones? How are you showing up with your activity trackers? What are you doing in the business to move you forward? And would you give yourself a 5-star rating? Because that's what we expect, right? When we go places. But when we're the CEOs of our own business, how do we not have that expectation of ourselves? What I realized when I was working in the corporate world, guys, is that I was wasting so much of my time, 15 to 16 hours a day, on somebody else's net operating income. And their return on investment was huge, but my family's was not. And I decided when I still work 14-hour days and I'm still up late and I'm doing my thing, that I would rather have my own return on investment in my own business, because that feels far better sitting in this beautiful basement of mine, my husband upstairs, than actually coming home from a boardroom meeting right now at 9:42, which was my reality. So you have to paint a very clear vision into what your vision is. You need to get really clear on your message. You need to get really clear on where you want to go. You need to get really clear on the leader you want to be and the systems and the processes that you are providing for your clients and yourself and your team. And you need to remember that when we are together, we work better. So if you've got a great idea, share it. Don't hog it. If you've got an amazing, amazing idea, you got to pass that on. If you've got a big goal, share with your team. Help them cheer you on. Because that is this business. We are our Team Beachbody because we are a team. We are a tribe. But if you are not willing to get out of the employee mindset and step into your CEO hat, then this business is going to be a really long one for you. And I want to encourage you to remember that this business is not about 6 months or a year to see how it goes. It's about the long-term play. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. How long do we go to school for? How long do we pay so much money to go to school to be in debt when we get out? Well, why aren't we putting that same effort in our learning in this business? I say you give yourself 6 to 8 years, because I want to get my master's degree in network marketing, man, not to go to any more school. I'm just going to stay right here. My point is that I want to put my hours in, because that's how I'm going to keep refining. And that's how I'm going to keep getting better. And that's how I'm going to keep growing my business. And that's how we're going to keep on building the legacy that we all deserve to live.
Can I just have Kim like be by my bedside when I wake up in the morning? Oh my gosh, you just dropped the mic big time. I'm going to be real honest. I was not even expecting that insane. Like, that was amazing. I almost started messaging Carl and like video recording you talking, going, Carl, she's awesome. We need more Kim in our Beachbody lives. That was incredible. Okay, so I have like this I take note. Oh, this is the Diamond Retreat. Bed coordination. I might want to use that. I took some notes, and my biggest takeaways and some of my favorite lines. I was even thinking while you're talking, I need to level up. Like, you challenged me so much on this call. I've been doing this longer than Kim, and she is challenging the crap out of me, and I love it. Some of my favorite takeaways, and if you guys have questions, post them in the chat, or any takeaways that you loved. There's a lot of other people in your reality. I loved that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a whole freaking call right there. Like, what your reality is what people best relate to, and the message is so much better received. Not saying you I mean, I still energize it out, and I still dance and act fancy and show my lashes and all that stuff, because it gives people hope. People, honestly, those crazy dance videos are what people are like, I want to work out because of that video. And that's good. But they need to see my reality. They need to see when I have a bad day. They need to see the struggles and the reasons. Going back to the next point, they don't care that you worked out. They care why you worked out. I want you to say that every time you go to post. I don't want to hear you did T25 day 17 today.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Every other coach is saying that.
Yeah.
Like, other coach is saying that.
Yep. Hence why there's, 186 elite coaches. I don't know how many are there. There's not a lot. Because all the other coaches are doing this employee mindset, like she said, type of mentality posting, instead of really digging in and learning, okay, who's really good at this? Let me go study what they're doing and really implement that into my own social media presence. But people don't care that you're working out. Sometimes they might even roll their eyes at you like, oh, good for you, girl. But when they read your post or they watch your storyline and they go, she's just like me. She's got kids climbing on her. She's got to go to work in 30 minutes, but she's still getting it done. We have the same life, and she's accomplishing so much that I'm not. I want that. Tell me, what are you doing? I need that right now in my life. That's like golden. I mean, if you don't take anything away, that was golden. Your message. I'm not saying being a Debbie Downer is like, we don't want to go there.
No, yeah. Can I say something to that, Shoshana?
Yeah.
One of the things Bonnie Engel is really good at, she will paint the most dreary picture of life, and then she pulls it out, right? So when you can share where you've been, where you are, where you've been, where you are, right? So don't live in victim, and that's what I did for the first year. It would be like, mwah. And then I'd be like, but it's fine. Now I'm like, I share how I grew, what I learned, bam. It's like, no, but I've leveled up. Right? So just make sure when you're sharing that message that you have that solution. This was my mess. This is my solution. This is how I'm going to implement that. So then they can have that, because they're all in the mess with you.
Yep.
And then they want the solution. So that's a really key thing to that.
Yeah. And that's a gift to learn how to start. And you can read some of her posts.
Yeah.
Who does a good job, like every morning she says.
I do a good job.
Kim does a good job. Go read her. um, no, but yeah, your message, but make sure you come away with a solution. Or that you're working on it. Like you might not have the solution, but you're in the process. Like people love that journey of like, maybe you're pregnant and you're like, this sucks. And you're embracing the fact that it sucks. And other people can relate to that. There's ways to definitely go about it that comes more positive and is a learning experience. Oh my gosh, I love this one too. I didn't know the woman I wanted to be. This rang home with me 100% because my first 2.5 years as a coach was horrific. And not only do I not connect with my upline at all, like we have no relationship whatsoever, but I was like beachbody bullied pretty much by some top teams. And it's because I didn't know the woman that I want to be. And that's okay. That's a journey and it's a process. But once you really like hone in, you spend some time trying to figure that out. It took me a lot of time to figure out who I wanted to be. My presence on social media was received so much better because it was authentic Jatana. And authentic Jatana doesn't give a flip. She dances around. She's goofy. She wears makeup when she works out. I don't care. That's me. And guess what? I don't get judged for it. People love it because that's me. And I think that when coaches, I'm sweating here. Like when coaches could really embrace like those points that I just pointed out that Kim said, they're going to revolutionize the way they translate their energy to their audience. Makes sense? That was like, I'm floored. This is probably one of the best team calls we've ever had. Amazing. Any questions?
I need you to send it to me so I can send it to my team because I don't talk like this with them.
You're like killer. Like you need to be on the main stage at Summit.
I didn't even have notes. I just riffed.
That was amazing.
It's fun. My favorite thing to do.
Any questions for Kim before we get off? Champion the quality of life for all. I love that quote.
My favorite. We so often, guys, like just one parting thing, we so often wear our where we work, we wear their mission statement on our head. What's your mission statement? Write it. You know, like write that. Write who you are, who you want to be. You may not be her yet, but who do you want to be?
Love it. Anybody questions? I also loved the wake vulnerability.
Jatana, I'll send you, I have a slide from NLC. I'll send it to you. It's really good. It gives both of the definitions.
I missed that part. What wake vulnerability? What was that?
Well, Danielle Laporte.
Okay.
Naive vulnerability, awake vulnerability.
Okay, yeah, I need to get that copy or whatever that is.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, awesome sauce. And then she uses the 5-minute journal was another resource that you refer to. Awesome.
And that's something cool you guys can even post on social media. Like I don't know whether I'm starting a movement or something, but like everyone buys so fun. It's like really cool. So I developed a little hashtag today. I'm like, Kim's gratitude challenge? I don't know. But it's just from the 5-minute journal and it's like really spreading like rapid fire. So, you know, find your thing. Jatana's is dance. Danielle Nantoni's is walk. Whatever your jam is, you got to share your jam, you know, but you got to remember it's got to be something that relates to you, that you're putting into your life, that's helping you make your life better. You know, dancing makes Jatana happy and it makes her come alive and it's inspiring. Like if I started doing that, people would be like, oh dear God, right? Jamie's pretty good. But my point to that is, you know, is like, you got to listen to that, guys. You know, you got to be you and be unapologetic about it. And for me, it's like sitting and meditating and doing my gratitude journal because I didn't do that before, you know?
And vice versa. If I were to just post like gratitude stuff, people like, this is not why I follow you, Jatana. Can you please dance your gratitudes out? Love it. Yeah. It's so funny. We did a workout video in London together.
I just saw it before. I'm like a giant. Like, we need to do another one. I need to be on the other side.
Hilarious. Jatana, I look like a giraffe because she's so tall and I'm so short.
So uncoordinated. And she's so cool. She made me do the flip move in 80 Day Obsession, which is that like up and then you flip. No, all wrong. I was just legs flailing like. Anyway,
All right, awesome sauce. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for your time. I'm
you're
excited
so welcome, guys.
to speak to your team tomorrow night.
Yes,
That'd be awesome.
I will hop on. I'll be at Rachel Hollis, but I'm going to pop right on. Jamie's going to introduce you, and I was so mad. I was like, no, I want to.
All right, you guys go check Kim out on social media. You'll get to see more of her vibe and learn from her and all the knowledge that she's kind of dumped for you guys tonight. I mean, incredible. I took so many notes, and like I literally could build team calls around those specific points that I said just now. So I thank you so much. And you challenged me as a leader.
It's my honor. Yeah.
I need to like call you offline.
Sure, call me. Yeah. Okay.
All right, love you guys. Have a good night.
Actually, call me. I need to ask you a question about leadership.
Okay. Oh, makeup. I already have the makeup artist booked. Here it is.
Okay.
He's booked. Bye.